Hi everyone, I'm so sorry to keep you hanging. I got a lot of comments like that asking for an update on what happened, so I am here to give it to you today what the story was. So I was working from home that day, and then I had planned to meet up with girlfriends. So I left earlier than when my husband was coming home. I think there was like a 2-hour period when I was gone and then he was arriving home, and it all transpired in that period of time. So I have to tell you the story from the point of view of how he experienced it, because I actually was not here to experience it firsthand. But essentially, he drove home, he drove into the garage, and right away he saw water coming from the ceiling. And didn't really think too much of it right away, but then as he walked into the basement, he saw even more water coming from the ceiling, and then he really started to panic. And he could also hear a really loud noise coming from upstairs. So he walks up to the main floor, and of course there's water everywhere, and he goes to where he could hear the sound, and you can see here in this bathroom coming from the ceiling there was a punctured hole where water was just gushing through. He said it was like the force of a fire hydrant coming through our bathroom ceiling, and then of course everything was just drenched underneath it. So then he goes down to our utility room to turn off the main water valve to stop the flow of water, to stop the flooding. And at some point, he sends me this text. So then eventually we call insurance, we meet with an adjuster, we call a plumber and get him out here to identify what the root cause was, to fix the issue, and then get our water back up and running. And it was interesting, a lot of people in the comments just assumed that it was a burst pipe, which is a lot of people would assume that, but this actually happened a little while ago while the weather was still mild, so that actually wasn't the case. What ended up happening is in our ensuite bath, we have this old school jacuzzi tub that honestly we'd never really use. I don't think we've never taken a bath. We've like turned it on a handful of times, and the water supply line into the tub came loose, and so it was essentially just flooding our house continually because of that. So yeah, that's essentially why it happened. I'm not sure what caused the fitting to come loose and for it to separate, but that's why we had the flooding in the first place. I don't think I'll have time to get into it all, but I'll put up a part 2 right after this. I won't keep you guys waiting, but I'll talk about the extent of the damage. You can see here's just one clip. This was our kitchen ceiling and the water damage that we saw. So stay tuned for part 2.